Hey everybody, it's Mark from Circle the Dark Mother. Today I'm going to talk about Wheel of Time and a connection to Lilith. So what is Wheel of Time? The Wheel of Time is a 14-volume mega epic book series by Robert Jordan. The first book, The Eye of the World, was released in 1990. Unfortunately, Jordan passed away before finishing the series, but luckily author Brandon Sanderson took over where he left off. The series was completed with the release of A Memory of Light in 2013. In 2019, Amazon, in conjunction with Sony, released the first season of a TV adaptation of The Wheel of Time. Unfortunately, due to COVID, there were release delays, and that season went on for quite a while. Season three just concluded on Amazon in April of 2025. In my opinion, the TV show started out a bit rough, and as a longtime fan of the books, I was a little bit not so excited. But I will tell you that as it progressed, it really grasped the feel of the books. And at the conclusion of season three, I have to say I really love it. It's doing justice and it to the books, and it's great. You're probably wondering what this has to do with Lilith, and don't worry, I'll get there. The backstory. The backstory of Wheel of Time is that there was a world, it's unclear if it's Earth or not, where technology and magic are blended. The magic, and I use that term a little bit lately because it's not really magic, but it is a magical system. Of the series is a power called the One Power, which is channeled by those who have the ability to use this force. The mystic scientists of that world found another universe with untold power. They break into that universe and release an ancient evil that they call the Dark One. The ancient scientists, both male and female, who join this evil are called the Forsaken. One of the channelers, a man named Luce Theron, stands up to the Forsaken and ends up breaking the world. When it reforms, most of the technology is lost, and the world is thrown back into a more feudal time. It's not exactly that because it's not really like feudal Europe. There are actually many, many cultures, countries, different ways of being, but the technology is much more feudal. There is still channeling, but of course, no one has the power of these Forsaken. The Dark One and the Forsaken are bound, imprisoned, so they can't directly affect the world at the time of this breaking. The books take place thousands of years later when the Forsaken begin to be released from their prison. The story follows five friends from a small village who all have destinies to fulfill in what is called the final battle. The story is much more complex than this. I mean, it's 14 books, and there's all these cultures and all these peoples, and there's tons of characters. But I don't want to give spoilers, and plus, it's more than I need to tell to get to the point of this video. So just take my word for it. It's very complex. Probably one of the most complex series I've ever read. So Lanfear. One of the Forsaken is a character named Lanfear. Lanfear was a brilliant scientist and channeler in the previous world, which they call the Age of Legends, and is one of the most powerful of the Forsaken. She is also eventually released from her prison with the rest of her Forsaken um, brethren and sisters. Before the breaking of the world, Lanfear was in love with Luce Theron, who I mentioned earlier, who eventually breaks the world, but he ends up rejecting her for his true love. During the books and TV series, she tries to recapture her love in what is now the reincarnated Dragon Reborn, a new incarnation of Luce Theron. She manipulates and torments pretty much everyone, including the other Forsaken. She is definitely a power to be reckoned with. Lanfear is incredibly powerful as a channeler and a master of manipulation, illusion, and pure raw power. She is also adept at walking the dream world known as Tel Aran Riyadh, where she can cause even more havoc. She can enter people's dreams, hurt them in the dreams, and also manipulate them by bending them to her will. Everything about Lanfear points toward Lilith as Jordan's inspiration for the character. Her name even means daughter of the night in the language of the previous age. Many of the fans of the book recognize this connection and embrace it. You'll see in some of the Wheel of Time chat groups and fan sites, you'll hear this reference to her being, really, really, um, inspired by Lilith. And of course, I love Lanfear, and she is, of course, my favorite character in this series. So I just want to give you a little bit of info on that. And if you haven't checked out Wheel of Time, I recommend the books more than the show. But again, if you do watch the show, bear with season one with the idea that it's going to get really good. And of course, if you love Lilith, you'll love Lanfear. Thanks. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Take care.